All right, and dealing with that, I'm gonna read you the this account out of the Flavius Josephus, okay, about when our forefather Hyrcanus, when the first time he made the Idumeans or Edomites, who are or Europeans today, keep the laws of our religion. So this is basically the first time when a group of whites began to acknowledge our holy laws. All right, this is where they first became so-called Jews or whatever. This is out of Josephus book 13, chapter 9, paragraph 1. It says this: Hyrcanus took also Dora and Marissa, cities of Idumea, and subdued all the Idumeans, and permitted them to stay in that country if they would circumcise their genitals and make use of the laws of the Jews. And they were so desirous of living in the country of their forefathers that they submitted to the use of circumcision and the rest of the Jewish ways of living, at which time, therefore, this befell them that they were hereafter no other than Jews. All right. See that? So, I'm going to read you the little footnote. It says, this account of the Idumeans admitting circumcision and the entire Jewish law from this time and from the days of Hyrcanus is confirmed by their entire history afterwards. See that? And that's where Herod and his father Antipater learned to call themselves Jews. And that's how Herod became that's one of the precursors of Idumean King Herod becoming the king of Israel, because he was basically calling himself a Jew. All right, and there are reports that he actually looked like a Jew. He looked like a true Hebrew Israelite. All right. So, with that being said, that's when our forefather Hyrcanus, the son of Simon Maccabees, all right, subdued all the Idumea, and the Idumeans started to embrace our religion. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna read on in the article. It says this: while black Christians traditionally have identified spiritually with the children of Israel, they never claimed to be descendants of the Israelites. In the late 19th century, among some African Americans, an identification with the ancient Hebrews developed into an identification as ancient Hebrews. One of the first groups of black Hebrews in the church, the Church of God and Saints of Christ, was founded in 1896. During the following decades, many more black Hebrew congregations were established. These groups claim descent from the ancient Israelites. They selected elements of Judaism and adapted them within a structure similar of that to the black church. Now, it says that Christians always identify with the people of the Bible, but they never identify themselves as that. All right. I'm going to read you the main reason behind that. This is Romans chapter 10, verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. For they, being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God. All right, and the righteousness of God, all right, what goes hand in hand with the righteousness of God is knowing that you are Israelite and knowing what type of laws you're supposed to be keeping according to your history. All right, but as you can see, we still, at this point in time while I'm reading, we're starting to remember our laws or whatever. Now this is Baruch 2:30. It says this: for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Lord their God. For I will give them a heart, and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name. See that? So you can see when I'm reading, the children of Israel beginning to turn back. All right. And it's all coming through the scriptures in the Bible and church and whatever. Now this is Malachi 3:16. It says this: then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name. See that? it said a book was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. See that? So black Christians was going to church and they could identify with the people of the Bible, but they didn't know it was them. All right, but you see these little Hebrew Judaic groups started popping up anyway. All right. Let's read on. It says this. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, dozens of black Hebrew organizations were established. In Harlem alone, at least 8 such groups were founded between 1919 and 1931. The Church of the Living God, the pillar of truth for all nations, is the oldest known black Hebrew group, and the Church of God and Saints of Christ is one of the largest black Hebrew organizations. The commandment keepers are noted for their adherence to traditional Judaism, and the African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem are widely known for having moved from the United States to Israel. All right, now it's going to go into one of those organizations, but I also want to read to you about Gabriel Prosser and Nat Turner real quick. All right, this is from a different article. It says this. It says Gabriel Prosser, a literate blacksmith, taught the slaves through inscription of the Bible that the slaves, just as in Egypt, were God's people and should rebel against the tyranny of America. See that? And I believe that this is said to be a picture of Gabriel Prosser right here. All right, this is supposed to be a picture of Gabriel Prosser right here. All right, this is the illustrations that they use to identify Gabriel Prosser. All right. That was in the year 1800. All right. Now this is in 1831 concerning Nat Turner. It says a slave was called the prophet and raised the slave rebellion based on Bible teachings and had visions of war and blood. Many blacks then and today demonize this man who attempted to save them from oppression. All right, I'm not sure who tries to demonize. I don't know where they got that from. And this is said to be a picture of the man Nat Turner. All right. This is supposed to be an illustration of him. All right. Right there. And that was in 1831. All right, now we're going to jump to 1896, dealing with matter of fact, 1886. All right, I'm gonna read on in the article. It says this: the oldest known black Hebrew organization is the Church of the Living God, the pillar ground of truth for all nations. The group was founded by F.S. Cherry in Chattanooga, Tennessee in 1886. All right. And F.S. Cherry, let me show you a picture of F.S. Cherry. It says, and later moved to Philadelphia. I'm not sure if I have a picture of F.S. Cherry. I thought I did. But it says theologically, the Church of the Living God mixed elements of Judaism and Christianity, counting the Bible, including the New Testament, and the Talmud as essential scriptures.